Well, good morning and greetings from Williams, Arizona, specifically Loves in Williams, Arizona. But not for long.
In 1/4 mile, turn right on I-40 West.
Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do a check-in for you here. It is now Thursday, October 22nd. Happy birthday, Mom. And time is 11:56 in the AM, almost noon. See this field over here to the left, kind of a dirt area there.
Turn right on I-40 West.
That's actually where I wound up parking for the night last night. I opted to not test the parking situation over there at Love's and just pull off right ahead of it. And actually, I was a little perturbed at myself. I was a little angry at myself because here I go talking about how I got this new coffee maker, and as a way for me to avoid dealing with the parking situation at the truck stops and pulling to rest areas. And well, last night, about 16 miles just prior to that Love's in Williams there, came up in my windshield a rest area that looked like it would have been pretty nice. And for some strange reason, I don't know what, I passed it up. I sat there and I watched it go by, thinking, man, should I pull in there? And I don't know. I just wasn't thinking. I guess what it is I'm just not, I haven't gotten it fully in my, conscious mind that that's something that I'm, able to do more often now. So I just didn't think of it. And as soon as I passed it, I started kicking myself, seriously. Realizing that I was going to have to continue on and deal with the parking situation at the Love's, and then, like I said, I went ahead and just pulled off just before it anyways. But all that said, I did inevitably have to pull up to the Love's and park up there real quick so I could go use their facilities, brush my teeth, all that kind of good stuff. So whatever. So yeah, Williams, Arizona is where I made it. And what we got? We got a temperature out here about 70 degrees, quite warm in comparison to how it was last night, where it was quite cold. It was actually really cold last night. It was, it was down in the 30s when I parked, like 37. And when I did park, so the way it happened was, I saw the off-ramp coming, so I was sitting there and I had it in my mind that I might need to go ahead and just pull off on that off-ramp off of I-40 and just park on the off-ramp. And that's exactly what, about 4 or 5 other trucks had already done. And so I did. I pulled up off on the shoulder there, on the off-ramp. And the spot where I pulled up was like as close as up to the stop sign right there as you could get to it. And I just happened to notice that there was these two other trucks in this dirt area there that were parked and, you know, lights out and all that. And I was like, huh, yeah, I'd kind of rather pull up into that dirt area than be right here on the shoulder. And so I got up out of the seat and I rolled down the passenger window and poked my head out and tried to get a visual on it as best as I could. And it looked like there was enough room for me to go ahead and pull on in there and park there somewhat near next to him. So I went ahead and I did. And turned out that parking area right there, or that little dirt lot right there, was actually quite smaller than it appeared from afar. And almost got myself into a pickle. I did. I almost got myself into another little jam last night. And it was so dark that there would have been nothing I could do about it to correct it last night. I would have just kind of had to shut it down where I sat. But I was able to kind of back up in such a way to then pull forward and jackknife the trailer enough to be able to do a full U-turn in there. Amazingly, I was actually really surprised that I was able to get it to U-turn in there. And then get facing out the correct direction in which I came in, which is always what you want to be able to do. If you can't go through, you need to be able to go out the way you came in. And that's usually where the problems, that's usually where the jams happen, you know. So I was able to turn around, face back out the way I came in, and then shortly after, went ahead and shut the truck down, you know, just because I kind of like to be able to sleep without it running usually. And so I did, you know, cracked down the windows a little bit. I knew it was cold out. And then somewhere about, I don't know, 4 or 5 a.m., it was just like I was shivering in the covers. I was just like, man, it got really cold in here. So I went and I rolled up the windows. Actually, it wasn't even that much later. I was probably only like an hour or two after I had, you know, gone to sleep, that it had gotten really cold. So I rolled up the windows and left the truck off. And then it was like a couple hours more where it had just gotten super cold in here. And so I went ahead and fired the truck back up, just to get the warmth from the engine to kind of warm the cab. Not that I wanted the heaters on, I just, you know, and it did. And it made it, you know, it was actually kind of perfect in here. It wasn't like crazy warm and it wasn't crazy cold. It was pretty well just right. So that worked out. So anyhow, that's the way that went. And then, yeah, and my alarm started going off, and I'm just like, man, I didn't want to get up. I don't know why, I was so tired. But, yeah, I was just kind of like extra tired this morning. I guess maybe I did run almost 1,000 miles the day before yesterday. I ran 870 yesterday. And then before that, I ran a couple of like 1,000 miles one day and 900 something the other day. So I've been running pretty hard for the last week or so. So I guess maybe it caught up to me a little bit. With that, and that said, I left myself with about 680 miles left to go today to get to Livermore. And that's the actual miles to my delivery site. But I'll be likely pulling off somewhere. Well, well, you know, I'll want to be parking somewhere within at least a 10-mile radius of the delivery site if possible. You know, the boss said something about there was a couple places he had in mind that I could go park once I get out there, so I'll be double checking with all that with him later. And yeah, and then basically crashing, and then our appointment time is for sometime tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if it's like, I don't think it's like any specified time. I think it's pretty much like, it's not like a big distribution center where they set up appointments and all that. It's just, you know, tomorrow morning sometime, basically, I figured. So that works because I'll, you know, needing to get in a good 10-hour reset break, so yep. Yep. It's a good thing that yeah, I knocked all those miles out, because I do have a good ways up California I need to drive. I need to go all the way from basically, well, yeah, well, yeah, I got a lot of miles in California to make. Yep. I got all the way from the state line to Arizona and Livermore there, so I'm looking at, geez, I don't know, 400 or 500 miles worth of California. So it's a good thing I got all those miles knocked out. Seeing this view here, pretty cool. It's a big one. So anyhow, I guess all that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up and sit back and handle some of this drive here and try to wake up a bit, drink my coffee, try to get my brain cells firing again. And so once I get that done, chances are I'll bring you all back up in here again with me. Kind of keep me company again. So until then, hope y'all are doing well, and I'll see y'all somewhere on down the road. See you.